So I grew up in Chennai. So I did my schooling and undergrad, everything in Chennai. And then I came to Singapore for my master's in biomedical engineering. After that, I worked for a couple of years as a research engineer. And then I decided to do a PhD. So now I'm a PhD candidate. So working on medical device design, product design mainly. So I'm looking at how to improve the reliability of medical devices and thereby reduce the human errors that occur to it. I wouldn't call them human errors, like errors that occur during human interaction with the devices, you can say.
Yeah.
So I'm a design engineer, so
Yeah.
I did my research in design. It was only after my master's that I got introduced to the field of inclusive design. So inclusive design is where you look at the needs of people with physical challenges and you apply them to the products and redesign them and make the products more inclusive. So the benefit of inclusive products is that they not only cater the needs of people with physical challenges, but also the needs of the general population. Like for example, even the vibration mode in your mobile phone, it is more useful for a person who cannot hear, whereas it is useful for you as well. Like we are also situationally disabled in a lot of situations.
Yeah.
If you can look at it. So how do I apply this for medical device design was my first question. So if I can reduce the visual demand of a product, then even for a nurse or someone who's interacting with the product, it's going to be easier for them to interact with it. Like they can focus on other things in an emergency situation where they tend to miss out on or differentiating to wires or buttons, the switches. So how do they leverage on these perspectives is what I'm looking at. So my hypothesis is that perspective of people with physical challenges or any extreme use cases will reduce the physical and cognitive load. And I'm also looking at what are the other extreme use cases that I can consider to redesign the medical devices. There are a lot of positives. Like I particularly did not see difficulty of women in science. So at times you do have, when it comes to detail oriented stuff, you do see different types of people. And I think the same can occur for men as well, people who don't trust their opinion, or it will take a while to push through to give your opinion. But then in my case, I was lucky enough, I think. My parents did not stop me when I said I wanted to get into science. And they did not push me into marriage or anything when I said I wanted to continue studying. So I have seen a lot of friends of mine who get married at an early stage, not because family, because they just choose to get married. And if your spouse is good enough, they will encourage you in the same direction. It happens for both men and women, I think. Like men are also stopped by their family situations. I had a friend who was in PhD and he had to drop out because he had to support his family. So those kind of things do happen. But in my case, in all cases, boss and your supervisors play a major role. The way they guide you, the confidence they give you. So I was lucky enough to have two supervisors who I had both male and female supervisor. I still have them. Like they guide me through my PhD. So they both give different types of advices. Like my female supervisor, she's more into details, technicalities. She guides me through my research process. And ironically, to this topic, my male supervisor is the one who leads me through leadership and how to be proactive in my field. That's how he leads me. So I think it depends on people who are around us as well. The way you see the world, the positivity that you get, it purely depends on the people who are around you as well. The confidence you gain. Yeah. Family, your friends, and people surrounding you, your colleagues, everyone play a major role. I think it's as a society that we can make it better for both women and men, I think. It's about more into getting into the field as such. It was not humanly challenges, but then people to guide me, like how do I get into this? If I want to do a master's, like in which field do I do a master's? I think it starts right from undergrad itself. We don't have proper guidance. I don't know how it would be for the generation next, because most of us in this generation go through the same process, and at least a significant percentage of us are aware of the process and what the field can be. So perhaps it might change in future, but then I don't know about places where we don't have enough education or sufficient education where they can guide their children in the right path. Like when I was studying engineering and medicine were the two dominant fields. We were not even aware of other fields. So I think the challenge mainly is into selecting what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like a lot of my friends who got into biomedical, they later diverted into other fields,
Yeah.
even fashion designing, because that is what they were interested in. So my friend, her husband was more supportive towards her getting into fashion designing. It is good. So I
Yeah.
feel like women bring a different flavor into the field.
Mm-hmm.
So when I look at my guy colleagues and my opinions, and even many other, women have a different perspective over things.
Of course,
And
yeah.
so the human touch of it is more in when a woman approaches a problem. So the perspectives differ when a
Yeah.
woman is science. It is advantageous. I think both men and women should work together to make
Of
things
course.
better. Like it's a step-by-step process. First, know what you actually want to do,
Mm-hmm.
and look at the procedures that has to be done. And I think these websites, like you can probably provide a link on whom they can approach if they want some guidance on a particular field, what should be done, what shouldn't. They can be given with those resources when they don't have someone to guide them in their family. That would be good. Other supports, financial supports, where are they and how they can tap onto them? Like, are they government organizations that provide the support? And how the field grows, like what are the, so now if you're talking with a lot of people, so now my timeline will look like undergrad and then master's and then PhD, getting into research. So that would be my timeline. Like, what are the opportunities out there? Knowing that is also useful. I think that's what people look for. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what do I do after doing this course? What do I do
Yeah.
after doing this undergrad? So, what, like as a woman, also, if you look at it, like what are the ways by which people are leveraging on what they learn? I think one thing that is common between all of us is that our family and our people have been supporting to us. I'm looking forward to the change that I would create
Yeah.
ultimately, yeah, to make life of people better. That's something I want to do. Like I have seen, so from a biomedical background, I have seen that the workflow in hospitals in India are not that
Mm-hmm.
efficient. Like
Yeah.
people have to go through so much struggle towards the end. Ultimately, I would like to get back to India and work
Mm-hmm.
on that system and improve the lifestyle of people there. So that's something I'm looking forward to. Like if these are the smaller steps that I have to pass through to reach there, then yeah, I'm happy to do that.